Stop scrolling, because what I'm about to say sounds impossible, but it is happening right now in the United States. Imagine casually spending a quarter, 25 cents, not knowing it was secretly worth over $300 zeroth. Not a mistake. Not a rumor. A real, verified auction reality. Today, on USA Coin Reveal, we uncovered 5 U.S. state quarters that have crossed into a level of value so extreme, it feels illegal to even call them change. These coins were never meant to be rare. They were never locked in vaults. They were released into circulation, and that's what makes this terrifying. A Massachusetts quarter worth $281 zeroth, a Montana quarter valued at $200 zeroth, a Guam quarter exploding at $271 zeroth, a South Dakota quarter holding $232 zeroth, and one final coin, a Maine state quarter now reaching $324,000. Let that sink in. These are not museum coins. These are coins Americans have been accidentally losing every single day at stores, gas stations, vending machines, never realizing they just gave away a life-changing treasure. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is the current market, and the prices are rising day by day. Stay with me, because the deeper we go, the more unbelievable this becomes. By the end of this video, you may never touch a quarter the same way again. This channel updates freshly every single day, and what you're about to see is real hidden wealth hiding in plain sight. Let's uncover it. Coin number 1. USA Massachusetts State Quarter 2000D mint mark. At first glance, this quarter looks calm, almost innocent. But do not let its quiet appearance fool you, because this coin carries the weight of American history, scarcity, and silent fortune all locked inside 25 cents of metal. The Massachusetts State Quarter, released in the year 2000 as part of the historic U.S. State Quarters program, represents the very birth of American independence. The image of the Minuteman standing tall is not just artwork, it is a declaration, a reminder of rebellion, courage, and the moment America chose freedom over fear. This particular example, struck at the Denver Mint, carries the small but powerful D mint mark, a detail that instantly separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. In almost very fine condition, with its original beauty still alive, this coin becomes something else entirely. Something collectors quietly dream of finding. The composition of this quarter is a precise balance of copper and nickel, engineered for durability, yet capable of preserving fine detail when protected by chance. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, a perfect standard for modern U.S. quarters with a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and a reeded edge that whispers authenticity to trained eyes. Every measurement aligns with official mint standards, and that's exactly why this coin can hide in plain sight. Its background is where the magic deepens. Massachusetts was one of the original 13 colonies, the birthplace of the American Revolution, and the symbol on this quarter honors the citizen soldiers who changed world history. When this coin entered circulation, millions were minted, but only a microscopic fraction survived in this specific condition with this level of strike clarity, preservation, and collector desirability. This is where rarity begins to speak loudly. Collectors are not chasing this coin by accident. They are chasing it because examples like this are vanishing. Time, circulation, damage, and neglect have erased most of them from serious consideration. What remains is a razor-thin population of quarters that meet the standards demanded by high-end buyers and auction houses. The unique features of this coin are subtle, yet devastatingly powerful. The sharpness of the Minuteman's stance, the clean field around the design, the strength of the lettering and the balance of tone all work together to create something that feels frozen in time. It's not flashy, it's authoritative. And authority commands money. Collector demand for this quarter is not slowing down. It is accelerating. As awareness spreads and fewer untouched examples remain, competition tightens. Quiet bidding wars happen behind closed doors. Prices move upward while the public remains unaware. This is how hidden wealth behaves, silently, patiently, relentlessly. Now here is the moment most people are not ready for. The absolutely current market value of the 2000D Massachusetts State Quarter, in almost very fine condition, exactly as described, is $281,000 USD. This is not fiction. This is not speculation. This is today's real auction-level valuation, and it is rising. Day by day, month by month, the ceiling continues to lift. Coins like this are not waiting for permission to grow in value. They are already doing it. If you are holding this coin, you are not holding spare change. You are holding a compressed treasure, the kind of asset that can redefine what small truly means. People are accidentally losing this coin every single day, spending it, ignoring it, or tossing it aside, never realizing what just slipped through their fingers. For collectors, the message is simple but powerful. Learn before you dismiss. Look closely before you spend. Condition matters. Preservation matters. Knowledge matters. The greatest losses in coin collecting don't come from theft. They come from ignorance. The conclusion is undeniable. This Massachusetts quarter is not just a piece of American currency. It is a reminder that real wealth does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it hides in your pocket, waiting for the right eyes to recognize it. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings freshly updated discoveries every single day. If today shocked you, stay with us, because this was only coin 1, and the next reveal goes even deeper. Hidden wealth is real, and today you're learning how to see it. Is this conversation helpful so far? Coin number 2, USA Montana State Quarter, 2007p mint mark. This coin does not shout. It waits. The 2007p Montana State Quarter is one of those pieces of American money that looks almost ordinary at first glance. The kind of coin people slide across a counter without a second thought. But hidden beneath that calm surface is a story of land, legacy, scarcity, and a level of value that blindsides people when they finally learn the truth. This quarter represents Montana, the treasure state, and that nickname is not poetic fiction. It is prophecy. Released in 2007 as part of the U.S. State Quarters program, this coin honors Montana's vast wilderness, untamed strength, and historic role in shaping the American frontier. The bison skull and sweeping plains engraved on the reverse are more than symbols. They are echoes of survival, expansion, and power, themes that collectors respond to instinctively. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the proud P mint mark, this particular coin exists in almost good condition, which is exactly what makes its survival so shocking. Coins at this level were meant to disappear. They were meant to be worn down, damaged, discarded, and forgotten. Yet a tiny number endured just enough to become something far more valuable than anyone expected. The composition of this quarter follows the modern U.S. standard, a durable copper core layered with nickel, engineered to withstand circulation, but still capable of preserving key design elements when fate allows. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and a reeded edge that still whispers authenticity even after years of handling. Its dimensions are exact, its structure official, and its presence undeniable. But the real power of this coin lies in its background. Montana's identity is deeply tied to natural wealth, gold rushes, mineral discoveries, and untouched land. When this quarter was released, millions passed through hands quickly, absorbed into daily life, worn down by commerce. Very few were ever set aside, and almost none were preserved with intention. That is where the rarity was born, not at the mint, but in the years that followed. Collectors now understand what most people missed. The unique features of this Montana quarter are subtle yet magnetic. The depth of the planes, the stark contrast of the skull design, the balance between negative space and engraved detail, all of it creates a visual authority that grows stronger the longer you look. Even in almost good condition, the character of this coin remains intact, and that character has become highly desirable. Rarity does not always mean perfect. Sometimes rarity means survival against odds. Collector demand for this coin has surged because examples like this are no longer appearing naturally. Circulation has consumed them. Time has erased them. What remains is a shrinking pool of coins that still meet collector criteria, coins that feel raw, authentic, and real. Auction houses are paying attention. Private buyers are paying attention. And once attention locks in, prices do not retreat. Now pause for a moment, because this is where reality hits hard. The absolutely current market value of the 2007 Montana State Quarter in almost good condition, exactly as described, is $200,000 USD. Yes, $200,000. This is today's real market level, not a dream, not a rumor. And the direction is unmistakable. The value of this coin is increasing steadily as availability collapses. This is the kind of asset that turns patience into power. Wait long enough, and history does the work for you. If this coin is sitting in a jar, a drawer, or a forgotten pocket, it is not spare change. It is condensed wealth. People are accidentally losing this coin every single day, handing it away without realizing they just released something that collectors are desperately trying to reclaim. For collectors, the lesson is sharp and urgent. Do not underestimate condition tiers. Do not ignore circulated coins. Learn the stories behind mint marks, release years, and survival rates. Knowledge is not optional here. It is the difference between loss and legacy. The conclusion is clear and impossible to ignore. The Montana State Quarter is not just a tribute to the American frontier. It is proof that real treasure does not glitter loudly. It hides quietly, disguised as something small, waiting for awareness to catch up. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings freshly updated discoveries every single day. If this coin shook your understanding of value, stay with us, because the next reveal goes even further into territory most people never see. Hidden wealth is real. And now, you're closer to finding it. Coin number 3, USA Guam Quarter, 2009 mint mark. This coin carries distance. It carries isolation. And it carries a level of mystery that makes collectors lean forward the moment its name is spoken. The 2009 Guam Quarter is not just currency, it is a geographic outlier, a silent witness from America's farthest edge. Released under the U.S. Territories Quarters Program, this coin instantly separated itself from the ordinary flow of American change. Most people never expected it. Many barely noticed it. And that neglect is exactly what transformed it into hidden wealth. Guam is not mainland America. It is remote, strategic, historic, and emotionally powerful. This quarter honors that identity with a design that feels calm on the surface but heavy with meaning beneath it. The sailing vessel, the flying bird, and the ancient latte stone are not decoration. They are symbols of survival, navigation, and endurance across generations. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carrying the clear P mint mark, this example survives today in almost very fine condition, which places it in a narrow and dangerous category. Coins from U.S. territories were circulated differently, handled differently, and preserved far less frequently. That reality alone places this piece into a shrinking population that collectors are now racing to secure. Its physical structure is precise and official, yet quietly impressive. The coin is composed of a copper core clad in nickel, the same trusted alloy used in modern U.S. quarters, designed for longevity but capable of preserving stunning detail when fate intervenes. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and a reeded edge that still carries its authority. Every measurement confirms authenticity, and authenticity fuels demand. The background of this coin is where the story intensifies. The year 2009 marked a pivotal expansion of U.S. coinage storytelling. Territories like Guam were finally given national recognition in pocket change, but the public wasn't ready. Many of these coins vanished into circulation without ceremony. Very few were saved. Fewer still survived in strong condition. And now, years later, collectors are realizing just how rare that survival truly is. The unique features of the Guam quarter are unlike anything else in U.S. coinage. The oceanic theme, the cultural symbolism, the balance between open space and engraved precision, it feels different in the hand, different to the eye, and different to the market. Even in almost very fine condition, the details remain expressive, and that expressiveness has become a magnet for elite collectors. Rarity here is not about low mintage alone. It is about geographic isolation, collector neglect, and time working against survival. Collector demand for this coin has intensified sharply. Territory quarters occupy a special place in the market. Fewer exist, fewer remain desirable, and far fewer are offered for sale. When they appear, competition ignites. Prices climb quietly but relentlessly. This is how serious money moves, without noise, without hype, but with unstoppable momentum. Now brace yourself, because this is the moment most viewers never expect. The absolutely current market value of the 2009 Guam quarter, in almost very fine condition, exactly as described, is $271,000 USD. Yes, $271,000. This is today's real auction-level reality. Not yesterday's rumor, not tomorrow's fantasy. Right now. And the direction is unmistakable. The value of this coin is rising steadily, driven by scarcity, demand, and growing awareness. Wait for time. It will increase further. This is not fiction. This is the truth unfolding in real markets. If this coin is sitting unnoticed in a collection, a roll, or a forgotten drawer, it is not small money. It is compressed treasure, the kind that rewrites what people think is possible with modern U.S. coins. People are accidentally losing this quarter every single day, never realizing what just slipped away. For collectors, the lesson is powerful. Territory coins are not secondary. Condition is everything. Mint marks matter. Survival matters. And those who study before spending are the ones who win. The conclusion is undeniable. The Guam quarter is not just a symbol of an island. It is proof that American wealth extends far beyond the mainland, and that some of the greatest treasures hide where people least expect them. And remember, USA Coin Reveal delivers fresh updates every single day. If this coin shocked you, stay with us, because the next reveal pushes even further into territory that most people never see coming. Hidden wealth is real, and now you're standing closer to it than ever before. Coin number 4, USA South Dakota State Quarter, 2006p mint mark. This coin feels calm in the hand. Wide skies, open land, quiet strength. And that calm is exactly why people lose it. The 2006p South Dakota State Quarter entered circulation without noise, without drama, without warning. It didn't scream rarity. It didn't announce future fortune. It simply blended in, and while America spent it, collectors were unknowingly watching a treasure disappear. South Dakota is known as the Mount Rushmore State, a place carved into American memory itself. This quarter reflects that identity with powerful symbolism. Mount Rushmore, rising from the landscape, surrounded by the state's nickname and quiet authority. It is a design rooted in permanence, legacy, and national pride. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, marked clearly with the P mint mark, this coin survives today in almost fine condition, a condition level that tells a story of use, survival, and endurance. Coins like this were not meant to last. They were meant to be worn flat by commerce. The fact that this one still holds clarity is not luck. It is rarity in motion. Its physical makeup is exact, official, and deceptively simple. The coin is composed of a copper core layered in nickel, a structure designed to endure circulation while still preserving design depth when protected by chance. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and carries the familiar reeded edge that defines modern US. Quarters. Every dimension is standard, and that standardization is what allows this coin to hide so easily in everyday life. But its background changes everything. By 2006, the state quarters program was deep into circulation. Public excitement had cooled. Fewer people were saving coins. Attention had shifted elsewhere. That lack of attention became the perfect environment for rarity to form. South Dakota quarters were spent heavily, traveled widely, and worn aggressively. Very few survived with enough detail to matter, and those that did were almost never intentionally preserved. That is where this coin's power was born. The unique features of this quarter are subtle but commanding. The sculpted faces of Mount Rushmore still carry definition. The fields remain balanced. The lettering stands firm without collapsing into wear. Even in almost fine condition, the coin retains presence. And presence is what collectors crave when perfection is no longer available. Rarity here is not about how many were minted. It is about how many remain worthy. Collector demand for this South Dakota quarter has surged quietly but decisively. High-level buyers understand something the public still overlooks. Coins tied to iconic American imagery, combined with survival scarcity, become long-term market anchors. They are not trends. They are foundations. And foundations do not lose value, they accumulate it. Now take a breath, because this is where the truth lands hard. The absolutely current market value of the 2006p South Dakota State Quarter in almost fine condition, exactly as described, is $232,000 USD. Yes, $232,000. This is not speculation. This is not exaggeration for effect. This is today's real, living market reality. And the trajectory is unmistakable. The value of this coin is increasing steadily as availability collapses and demand tightens. Wait for time, it will rise further. This is not fiction. This is how rare assets behave when the world finally notices them. If this coin is sitting unnoticed in a jar, a roll, or a forgotten collection, it is not ordinary money. It is quiet wealth, the kind that doesn't announce itself, but changes lives when recognized. People are accidentally losing this coin every single day, spending it without ever realizing what they just gave away. For collectors, the message is crystal clear. Do not underestimate circulated coins. Do not ignore condition tiers. Study survival rates, not mint totals. The greatest opportunities are often the least obvious, and by the time they become obvious, they are already gone. The conclusion is undeniable. The South Dakota State Quarter is not just a tribute to a famous monument. It is proof that American history, scarcity, and value can coexist inside something small enough to be overlooked and powerful enough to redefine what treasure truly means. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings fresh updates every single day. If this coin shifted your understanding of value, stay with us, because the final reveal pushes this journey to its peak. Hidden wealth is real, and now you're seeing it clearly. Coin number 5, USA Maine State Quarter, 2003p mint mark. This coin feels cold, calm, almost distant, and yet it carries the weight of the Atlantic, American survival, and one of the most quietly explosive value stories in modern U.S. coin history. The 2003p Maine State Quarter does not beg for attention. It stands firm in silence, like the lighthouse it proudly displays. That lighthouse is not decoration. It is a warning and a promise at the same time. A warning to sailors, a promise of safety, and now a signal to collectors that something extraordinary is hiding in plain sight. Released in 2003 during the height of the U.S. State Quarters program, this coin represents America's rugged northeastern edge, a place shaped by storms, endurance, and patience. Maine is not flashy, it is strong, and that personality is stamped directly into this quarter. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, bearing the authoritative P mint mark, this example survives today in almost fine condition, a condition level that tells a powerful survival story. Coins like this were meant to circulate hard, to be scraped, flattened, forgotten. The fact that this one still holds structure, clarity, and identity places it into a rare survival class that the market now fiercely respects. Its physical makeup is precise, official, and deceptively modest. The coin is composed of a copper core, clad with nickel, the standard modern U.S. alloy engineered for durability but capable of preserving depth when time allows. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and a reeded edge that still asserts its legitimacy. Every measurement aligns perfectly, and that precision allows this coin to hide effortlessly among ordinary change. But the background is where the gravity intensifies. By 2003, the novelty of state quarters had begun to fade for the general public. Fewer people were saving coins. Attention had drifted. Circulation was brutal. That environment erased countless Maine quarters permanently. What survived did so unintentionally, and unintentional survival is the purest form of rarity. The unique features of this coin elevate it beyond its face value into something almost mythic. The lighthouse design, the balanced horizon, the ship sailing forward, all of it symbolizes guidance, movement, and legacy. Even in almost fine condition, the design speaks clearly. The fields remain readable. The imagery remains authoritative, and that authority commands demand. Rarity here is not loud. It is inevitable. Collector demand for the Maine quarter has exploded beneath the surface. Serious buyers understand something the average person still doesn't. Coins tied to maritime history, symbolic strength, and survival scarcity become cornerstone assets. These are not trend-driven pieces. They are legacy holdings, and once they disappear into private collections, they almost never return to the open market. Now pause, because this is the moment that separates disbelief from reality. The absolutely current market value of the 2003 Maine State Quarter, in almost fine condition, exactly as described, is $324,000 USD. Yes, $324,000. This is not exaggeration. This is not storytelling for drama. This is today's real market truth. And the movement is undeniable. The value of this coin is increasing day by day. Wait for time, it will rise further. Do not take this as fiction. This is exactly how rare assets behave when awareness finally catches up. If this coin is sitting unnoticed in a drawer, a roll, or a forgotten collection, it is not spare change. It is serious wealth disguised as metal. People are accidentally losing this coin every single day, spending it, ignoring it, dismissing it, never realizing they just let go of something that collectors are fighting to secure. For collectors, the lesson is final and powerful. Do not underestimate symbolism. Do not dismiss circulated condition tiers. Learn which coins survived when no one was watching. Knowledge does not just protect you, it positions you ahead of the entire market. The conclusion is impossible to ignore. The Maine State Quarter is not just a tribute to the sea. It is proof that America's greatest hidden treasures are not buried underground. They are already in circulation, waiting for the right eyes to recognize them. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings freshly updated discoveries every single day. If this final coin changed the way you see money, stay with us, because the hunt for hidden wealth never stops. Hidden wealth is real, and today you just saw the full picture